Hello, so today as a little for fun video, I want to look at my set 13 wrap. So similar to like a Spotify wrapped or how a lot of websites, even Twitch does like a little wrapped of how you spent the year. At the end of every set, there's a wrap that comes out on tactics.tools. So this is one of the stats websites that I would use. So this is for set 13, so the set that just previously happened. And a lot of people from my channel, a lot of returning viewers were people that watch me throughout set 13. So I just wanted to go through this and kind of laugh at some of the things that happen and see like how my stats kind of worked out towards the end of the set. If you like my content, please make sure to like and subscribe. Usually it's more informative and less for fun content, stuff like guides on positioning, how to play certain comps. Right now my actual computer exploded, so I'm trying to fix it, buy the parts to replace it, and they're in the mail. As soon as they come in, I can replace it. Then I'll get back to making proper guides. It's just that like all my PowerPoints and resources are saved on those ones that did all the prep for, so I'm just waiting on that. So we're just gonna do a little for fun video today, so please bear with me if you don't like the for fun videos, but it should be a little bit fun and exciting, and maybe you can compare it to yourselves. Check out your own wraps, see how many PvP battles you took place in how many games. In set 13 I played, I knew I want, my goal was to play 600 games. I think I stopped short just out of spite and made it 599, which is really funny. But I did play a lot. A lot of it was on stream, just being tilted, so I think this number would be a lot lower. I think I could have achieved a lot more in a lot less games if I just wasn't streaming as much. But I'm going to try and find a good balance this set. I think that's my main thing that I learned last set, is how much streaming really affected my overall LP gains of just being tilted and screaming at the mic constantly. But anyways, it says I ended up Masters, but I was Grandmaster. I actually stopped around my peak. This was just LP decay, because I was just like trying to get Challenger right towards the end of the set, but then I just kind of gave up because I decided it wasn't really worth my time. I had other stuff going on in life. But I don't think I was at Challenger level. This set, I'm hoping that I can get to Challenger level, like, you know, where I feel like I'm playing at a Challenger level, but I was definitely Grandmaster. Like, I was, like, within top 500 NA. Like, I think I was, like, 400 and something when I was at my peak. So, I felt really confident, and I was in a lot of Challenger lobbies. I felt really confident in my gameplay, so I was really happy with how I improved. But, you know, it wasn't Challenger, which was my goal, so this set's the goal is Challenger. You know, it's still going to be a goal until I get it, and then it's going to be rank 1, you know what I mean? But anyways, so I played a lot of Alawi. So this is set, you know, we're reminiscing a bit, so obviously it's a little bit back. Playing around 6 Sentinel, right? I'm a big fan of playing like just beefy front lines. It's really consistent in gaining LP. I stand by the words that I say, right? I say this a lot, right? If you just pick like a frontline trade and you play really deep into it, you can gain a lot of LP really fast because other boards, if they're forcing boards, won't be able to deal with it. That's what I did for much of this set. A lot of the time I was just playing around 6 Sentinel, and it kind of reflects it, right? Like I was always playing Alawi, always playing Sentinel, right? Most of my games were winning with Sorks because I'm an AP flex kind of player. If I'm able to play around AP flex lines, I usually do really well. So the patches that had like AP lines that I can play around, either around Alawi or Zoe, it all makes sense. Like this just screams like it's me. And then because I'm playing Sentinels, Redemption, you know, HP item with durability, it just means I played a lot of Heimerdinger. That's all I'll say, and a lot of Academy. But yeah, just like, you know, this is usually how I rank up. Seems around normal. I spent a lot of time like around here. This was like 0 LP master more or less, right? This whole patch, this was like the Warwick was tilting me on stream kind of patch, so that makes sense. I'm hoping that this set there's going to be less time spent in this area and more time spent around this area, because basically this was the patch right here where they got rid of Warwick encounter, which was something I usually complained about a lot. And as soon as I got rid of Warwick encounter, I just needed to like figure out the meta, and then I instantly went to GM. I just ran out of time. That's what it felt like. It felt like by the time I figured out how to play the game well, and the game kind of fit my play style, I just ran out of time a little bit. But you know, it makes sense. That was pretty cool. Playstyles, I'm expecting to see mostly 2 stars. Yeah, I'm not a big reroll fan, so when I can, I don't reroll that much. A lot of level 8s, a lot of level 9s. Most of my games I made to level 9. Makes sense to me. And then mostly unit costs. Yeah, it's going to be 4 gold is the highest, right? 5 gold, 6 gold, right? So I'm mostly playing around the 4 costs. That's usually how I play. This is the part that I was curious about. When are you at your best? Placement by hour of the day and placement by day of the week. Oh boy, is this one going to be fun to look at. So, where is my best placement? 10 a.m. And what is this? 22? That's like 10 p.m. 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. So what happens here, this I'll explain to you guys how it kind of goes for me. This is a really funny part that's really, like, you know, at least funny to me, but maybe it's funny to you guys. What happened with me is that I stream from 2 o'clock to around 8 o'clock. So this is my peak stream hours. And you can kind of see roughly with the graph, this is usually when the performance is the worst. This is what I mean by, like, usually on stream, I'm just throwing games, I'm tilted, I'm trying to make a show of it, you know, listening to music, whatever, right? As soon as stream ends, I usually say to myself, okay, time to dial in. I need to get back my LP. That's when I usually play at 10 p.m., right? This is me just saying I need to win 1 or 2 games, get back my LP so I can go to sleep happy. If I don't win, which is usually what happens, I stay up all night to just get my LP back, right? Because I prepare for the next day of streaming, right? I don't want to start stream with a low LP because then I know that I'm going to lose it all on stream. That's kind of how, like, last set kind of went for me, right? I'd lose it on stream, play offline, stay up all night if I had to, and then around this point in time, I would stop playing as much, and then I'd lose it on stream again. So trying to find a better way of being better at streaming and playing TFT. That's still a skill I haven't mastered yet, obviously. And I'm hoping to maybe make this a little bit closer to like my averages. But I think this is where I like my peak play, right? This was like, I don't know if it's a thing with like speedrunners talk about it a lot, but it's like, I feel like I was always at peak performance when I was like right about to go to sleep. Like I was giga sleep deprived. So like after staying up all night, like 8 a.m., 10 a.m., right after this, I would take a nap right before I would start stream at 2 p.m. So like, this makes sense that this is usually where I did really well. An average of a 2.8 at 10 a.m. I swear to God, guys, I'm going to be really honest with everybody. Chat, everybody who's watching. I don't think I've ever streamed. I don't think I wake up at 10 a.m. in a long time. So these games where I'm playing at 10 a.m., this means I was up all night. And that's really funny to me. But, you know, it is what it is. And then Tuesday, I don't really know by day of the week, right? Tuesday, Wednesday. The only thing is maybe Wednesday's bad because it's patch day and I usually like throw because I don't know what I'm going on, right? Maybe that's why Wednesday's pretty bad. But like other than that, I don't really know how to parse this information. Favorite champions, Garen. Yeah, I play a lot of Emissary. Alawi, I play a lot of Sentinels. Elise I think just fit into every board, so I think I always played Elise. And then favorite carries, I think Heimerdinger, like I played the most during the early patches where Heimerdinger was really broken. But this makes sense to me, roughly. And then 6 costs. 63 games with a Victor, 46 with a Warwick, and 43 with a Mel. And 21% of them were won, 20% of them won, 28% of them won. Holy shit, I'm like glad 6 costs are gone. Look at these averages. Holy. I won. That means I went first. I went first in around a fifth of the games that I hit a 6 cost. You know what I mean? Like, those averages are crazy. Because, like, it's a 1 out of 8. You know what I mean? Like placement is 1 to 8. So like, well, like as soon as I would hit that, I don't know, what a ridiculous thing that happened. Then 3 stars, mostly Singed Morgana. As you can see, like there are like considering, like you have to understand these numbers are really low. Maybe the 2 costs are pretty high, but these numbers are ridiculously low, right? Because I played 600 games, so only 20 of those games were like Morgana. These were like towards the end of the set, where like Singed Morgana was like the visionary reroll line. But even Violet, like family reroll, even when family reroll is good, I barely played it. So like I just did not play many rerolls. I did play a little bit more Tristana and Urgot, but like considering it's 600 games, it's such a small portion. The rest of them were all like 4 cost boards. And then I find this really funny. I hit best of 3 2 times. I hit Violet 2 times, or sorry, Vi 2 times. I hit Elise 2 times. There was one video that I wanted to share with you guys that I never got a chance to, and it's when I hit Elise 3. I think that was the most fun game I had ever in the set. The entire set of set 13, the only game I remember as being like the most fun was the game that I hit Elise 3. And it's funny it doesn't even show up here, but the VOD got corrupted when I tried to post it, so I couldn't post it to you guys. So that just died to time. I think both of the Zoe games are on this YouTube channel. I think one of the Mbessa games and one of the Vi games are on the YouTube channel, and the other ones are lost to time, because usually those ones are the hyper ones that I tried to show you guys. Favorite items, without even looking, I know Guard Breaker is going to be up here. probably I find it actually, this is kind of crazy. So Shojin, this makes sense. It's just an efficient item. It's not that great. Gwinsu being really high up is kind of crazy, because like, who am I putting Gwinsu on? I usually don't like to make Gwinsu, so maybe I just forgot what I was doing this set, but Gwinsu being so high is kind of crazy. And then IE makes sense. I usually like IE pairing with Guard Breaker, pairing with something else. Jewel Gauntlet, Guard Breaker, Hodge. I'm just using like, all the Crit Glove items because I like playing around like Guard Breaker and doing all of that stuff. And then Adaptive Helm. You know, I always talk about like whether or not you should make Adaptive Helm, and look, at towards the end of the set, it looks like I made a bunch of Adaptive Helms. Sunfire I think is the only one that's a bit weird. I think I overmake Sunfire. I'm trying to get better at that, especially this set. There's not many good Sunfire holders, and a lot better Morello and Red Buff holders because a lot of AoE and backlines. So like, especially in set 14, I'm trying to like rework my brain to like not see Sunfire when I see the items, because I think I make Sunfire a little bit too often because this item, it got buffed in set 13, so like I was making it a lot, but like overall I don't think it's that great for what it gives like in terms of stats. So I'm trying to wean myself off of that. But that makes sense, you know, some things we can learn from there. Favorite traits? 6 Sentinel, it only says I played 56 games. I actually thought it would be more. Emissary, of course, I always played Emissary. And then 4 Sentinel, yeah. So it's between, like, you know, 4 and 6 Sentinel, just always playing towards those. Quick Striker being 32 games. This is actually really funny. I don't think I played a lot of Quick Striker. Like, I didn't play Quick Striker reroll that much. I think these games were from very early on, when I just kept throwing by trying to play around Nocturne when Nocturne was really busted. And then Scrap, I'm a huge Scrap enjoyer, or I was a huge Scrap enjoyer. Makes sense. This was pretty fun. Of the chase traits, I only got 2 of the. I only got 1. I got Rebel 1 time, I think, right? Yeah. I got it 1 time and I didn't go first, because the guy was playing Scrap, and I didn't have Zoe 2. So when I hit the 10, or sorry, I didn't have Jinx 2, and I actually lost to a 6 Scrap board because the guy had like 6 Scrap, Trait Tracker, Giga Cash Out, and I actually lost with 10 Rebel. And then I kept telling people like 10 Rebel isn't that strong, and nobody believed me. But here's the stat. I don't know where that game went. That game went in the gutter as well. I never posted it. Favorite teams? I played a lot of Heimer. Yeah, that makes sense. Play a lot of Dominator, Silco. That makes sense. These were my 2 favorite comps. I like playing AP. More generally, like, you know, if I can play like AP and flex around different units, I played it a lot. And then I play a lot of Rebel Zoe. Like, this was never a really good comp, but it was always like the option that like if you didn't hit this or this, you can use the same items and play it around the Zoe. Like, look at the items, right? It's just like I didn't hit Silco, so I just put the items on Zoe type beat. You know what I mean? So that makes sense. 35 games. Rivals! If any of you are these people, you can say hi, because you've been in my games a lot. But yeah, look, these were quite a few. I actually had a lot of games with, I'm trying to think of recognizable names, like not 6 or so. I had like 2 or 3 games with T-Lides. I had 2 or 3 games with some other names I recognize. I think I played D-Pay like 3 times towards the end of the set. But other than that, I didn't see any of the other Giga streamer, YouTuber, high level players in my lobbies. But yeah, if any of you are these people, hello. We've come across each other many times. Yeah, and I always use a Knife Pup. I'm actually experimenting. I'm not gonna switch off of Knife Pup, but they made the new Knife Pup chibis, so I'm trying to use those in the new set. So you know, when I actually get back to streaming, we can maybe alternate between some of the other Knife Pups, because right now the Knife Pups are using the Boko dollars, right? Like using the free currency, so I can buy all the other colors and stuff, and we can maybe switch them around. I can't use anything besides Knife Pup. I tried switching my Little Legend 1 time, and I missed an item on Carousel, and I decided never again. Like, they say that the hitboxes aren't different, but like they are. Like I can't judge distance without using a Knife Pup, because I used on so many games. Rival Tacticians, yeah, like a lot of the chibis. Everybody has money, I guess. And then these ones as well. Did you know you had 26 items in one game? This game was on the YouTube channel, I think. This was the 10 Conqueror game. I think it was one of the first videos I posted for set 13. Actually, no, this isn't it. This is a separate Conqueror game. But look at this board. Holy. And I had 8 emblems. Look at this. 8th. Scrap. I just didn't cash out. I didn't hit Rumble. Look at my items. Oh, what a horrible situation. I didn't have, like, I think I didn't have time to switch my Gangplank items onto the Corki as well. Holy. Holy, look at this sad, tragic game. You start gold by 3-starring 6 units in one game. Oh yeah, look, this was the Vi game. I think this was on the YouTube channel. But this was one of the few family games, the one of 15 family games I've played in the entire set. And I hit Vi 3. So I had 6 3-star units. This one, you dominated this match by dealing 276 player damage. This was the most damage I did to people. Just a Nocturne with range game. Nothing special about that. This was your closest match. Oh, wait. Do I remember this game? No. I think this was Bronze for Life. This was Bronze for Life. Well, I can't see the top of the lobby. When was this? This was when I was still in Masters. Okay, this isn't the game I'm thinking of. I don't remember this game. I don't remember that game. This match was your strongest army. Yeah, this was just a Violet 3 match. I forget what my augments were this game. I had cloning facility. That's why I have 2 Violet 3s. Or sorry, 2 Vi 3s. Because I had cloning facility. And I forget what else I had. This was an insane game. I think this was when I was GM as well. No, this was right when I was outside GM, I think. I can't see. Maybe I have to zoom out. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this was when I was right outside GM. That's crazy. And group photo. Check it out. I guess the bigger ones are the ones I played more. I'm expecting to see a lot of Sork stuff. Yeah. A lot of Jace, Mordekaiser, Elise, Garen. These were just like, they fit in on every board, so I just always played them. Makes sense. Yeah, and then Rel and some other units. The 1 costs are so low. Look, you can see how little I played of Violet. She's just tiny. Little Jinx. Little Ziggs. I didn't play much Ziggs ever. There's 2 Jinxes, though. Look, there's a Jinx on this side. There's a Jinx on this side. I think they're trying to fill up some space. There's also 2 Elises. Maybe one's frontline Elise, backline Elise. I didn't play much backline Elise. I played it once or twice. It never really made it to the YouTube, though. Yeah, and then a little bit of Zyra. That's crazy. All right, that is my Wrapped. So I thought it would just be fun to go through it because I was looking for something to make as a video today. Hopefully it was enjoyable to some extent. Maybe you guys played a lot of set 13 and you wanted to just look back on it. Let me know. You can I might not have time to read the comments because I'm really busy these days trying to like fix my life and stuff now that my computer's dead. But you know, you can share it with other people in the chat or in the YouTube comments. How you did and how you think you did. I'm pretty proud. I'm pretty happy with where I ended up. Because there was a large portion I thought I was just gonna quit the set at Masters because I was so tilted with the Warwicks and the 6 costs. I really didn't like the Warwick encounter in the 6 costs. I complain about it all the time. I'm scarred for life. How miserable of a time I had there. And the main takeaway is that I gotta get better when I'm streaming. Right? If I can be this good on stream, I'll probably be able to get to GM in like 300 games instead of taking 600 games like I did last set. This streaming bullshit, it's tanking my time, right? I need to get better. I need to put on a better show. You know, that's what that better showing on stream is what the main takeaway here. But anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully it was fun, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a proper guide. Tomorrow we're gonna talk about looking at stats. I just didn't have time to finish it for today, so I'm gonna finish it for tomorrow. So if you want to understand how to read stats a little bit better and get the most out of stats websites, you can check that out tomorrow. But anyways, thanks for watching. Have a great day. See ya. Bye-bye.